If you didn't see all the videos about this yesterday or deliberately avoided them, this is your spoiler warning. I'm about to talk about the latest Smash Ultimate leak, and it's a spoiler warning because it sounds like people are putting a lot of faith into this one. Last chance. Okay, if you're like me, the first thing you're probably thinking is, what the free-for-all am I looking at, and why does it have cringy Snapchat emojis? Turns out this artwork leak came from a Snapchat story video, and people have kind of pieced together certain clips to get the full picture of what's going on here. And this is the full picture. Supposedly, it's the final artwork for the Everyone is Here banner, which would suggest that this is the entire final roster. But what really caught my eye about this whole thing was the stupid LOL emoji. Why am I seeing this thing on every single website and YouTube video? Like I said a minute ago, this whole thing came from a Snapchat story, and the running theory is that this guy was trying to do a little funny F you to Nintendo by leaking this. On the right side it says Nick Nintendo MDRRR, which is basically French for F Nintendo lol. According to this leaked artwork, the new characters that people have been able to make out are as follows. Seriously, last chance spoiler warning. Shadow the Hedgehog, Banjo-Kazooie, Isaac, Ken, Mach Rider, Geno, and the Chorus Kids. Now I know what you're thinking. Besides the fact that some of these characters are absolutely ridiculous, where did this leak come from and why should I care? Long story short, the internet detectives were able to find the leaker's name through his Snapchat account, which then led them to his LinkedIn account, which then led them to find out that he works for a French print company that specializes in making large promotional banners and posters for other companies, such as Bandai Namco, the developer of Smash Bros. Ultimate. So now people are thinking that his company was hired to do the big printouts of the final Everyone is Here poster for places like Walmart and GameStop to advertise around release day. Why are people freaking out about this leak and saying that it's most likely real? The Grinch. Yes, the Grinch. The same Grinch who stole Christmas. In all seriousness, this isn't the main reason or even a big one, but the guy also has a render of the Grinch, which is believed to be from the new movie coming out in a few weeks. So some people are giving him a +1 credibility point. But then this guy kind of just disappeared. His Snapchat account was deleted, his LinkedIn profile was deleted, and by now I wouldn't be surprised if the Nintendo ninjas have probably deleted this dude's life. The leaker disappearing isn't exactly a +1 credibility point, but it's definitely sketchy. Going back to the artwork, you'll notice that in order to put these new characters in, a few of the other characters have been rearranged a bit, just like when King K. Rool was added in along with Simon and the others. Shadow and Banjo stole the spots of 2 of the Mii fighters, and now it looks like all 3 of the Miis are bunched up at the top. If you look to the right of Ken, you'll notice that Samus and Zelda are now much closer together than in the previous banner, and Jigglypuff has changed spots altogether. Instead of being in between Ivysaur and Wario, she's up there in between Young Link and Geno. I'm sure there are probably tons of other examples of characters being moved around, but those are just the most obvious ones I noticed, and it seems like a lot of people are giving the leaker another credibility point for this. One thing I noticed that kind of takes away from the credibility, in my opinion, is Roy. As you can see in the current official banner, Marth's sword overlaps Roy's chest, but on the leaked banner, it looks like Marth's sword is level with Roy's head. This kind of stands out to me because if this is fake, then the leaker would have had to fill in the details where Marth's sword overlapped in the original artwork. And as you can see, it's clearly been filled in, but it's literally just an ugly blue smudge. Now I know this whole thing is just made up of super zoomed in screenshots of a video that have been spliced together to make sense, so it's kind of hard to be like, I think this is fake because this one spot is a blurry mess, when the whole thing is a blurry mess. But there's just something about Roy and Marth here that just doesn't sit right with me. When it comes to what most of the community thinks, by the looks of it, it seems like most people think that this is the real deal. Just scrolling through YouTube and Twitter, it looks like a lot of the content creators are on board with this leak. But of course there are a few that aren't fully on board, and they have some good points as well, so make sure to check out their videos. If this leak is real and this is the final roster, then that means that the leaks a little while back mentioning Incineroar and Skull Kid were fake, and people seem to have a lot of faith in those characters too. So who knows? The only thing we do know is that if this is real, Nintendo will probably make some sort of statement to confirm it. Either a new Nintendo Direct with some reveal trailers, or maybe another 50 fact extravaganza. But if this is the final roster, we'll most likely be getting some kind of official confirmation before the release date. Now, what do I think about the leak? To be completely honest, I don't even know. It would take a ridiculous amount of time and effort to fake something like this, but if you think about all the time and effort people have spent talking about this in the last 48 hours, if I was a leaker, I think watching all of the gossip and content going around based on my fake leak would be pretty damn entertaining. But then there's the actual characters themselves. For the most part, it's pretty believable. Shadow, Ken, Geno, Isaac, even Banjo and Kazooie are pretty believable. Fans have been asking for Geno since the Melee days, and I've never played Golden Sun, but I'm sure Isaac is pretty high up there too. Ken is literally the original clone character, so he's kind of been expected ever since Ryu's appearance, and Nintendo has mentioned before that they wouldn't be opposed to seeing Banjo and Kazooie in a Smash game. And last but not least, Shadow the Hedgehog. Do I even need to mention why Shadow has a good chance of making it in? And then we have the Chorus Kids from Rhythm Heaven and Mach Rider. Chorus Kids were actually part of a Smash Wii U and 3DS leak years ago, so it's interesting to see them pop up once again. And if we're being honest, I don't even know what a Mach Rider is. Both of these characters seem super obscure to me, and I'm not aware of their popularity, if they are popular, so these ones kinda make me lean towards the leak being fake. But you know what, I'm pretty much always wrong about this stuff. I'm pretty sure I thought the last few leaks involving Ridley, King K. Rool, Simon, and Isabelle were all fake, and now look what happened. And honestly, Sakurai is like a mad scientist with these Smash Bros. Games. He's notorious for taking characters that you probably wouldn't expect to be in Smash, and then putting them in the game and pulling it off perfectly. Characters like Mr. Game & Watch, Ice Climbers, and Wii Fit Trainer all seemed kind of crazy to me at first, but they actually ended up fitting perfectly. And if I remember correctly, Sakurai has even mentioned the possibility of Mach Rider in an interview before, but said he wasn't sure how a character who's always riding a motorcycle could also fight in Smash Bros. I wouldn't even be surprised if Sakurai went home that night and made it a personal challenge to get Mach Rider in Smash. So do I think the leak is real? I mean, kind of. I think I'm hoping that it's fake because I want to believe that characters like Bomberman and Waluigi can be redeemed, but I would also love to see Skull Kid and another Pokemon rep. But deep down, I think it might be real. It sounds really crazy, especially with Chorus Kids and Mach Rider, which makes me want to think that it's fake, but knowing how I'm always wrong and Sakurai likes to really surprise us, I think this one might be real. But deep down, I kind of want it to be fake. So what do you think? Real or fake? Are you like me and believe one thing but kind of hope for the other? Let me know all of your thoughts and speculation in the comments below. The last video I posted kind of flew under the subscriber radar, and I'm actually really proud of it and worked super hard on it. So if you missed it, click the top video on your screen or the link in the info section below. You know the drill, smash like, share this video with a friend, and until next time, happy smashing.